So there's been a slight development in the trial of Kyle Rittenhouse, and we'll get to that secondly, because we're about halfway through the day, and in case anything, and I'm not really anticipating a decision to be made by the jury here today, I figured we might as well talk about something that the defense should be bringing up at this point, and that is the identity, which has been originally reported by, 11:30, a local radio station in Kenosha, and then it was blown up by a couple of different outlets. I just happen to have the Daily Mail up here. They're calling it an exclusive, so I figured, oh fuck, why not just cover it straight from them? But they found the identity of Jump Kick Man. They put a name to the face, I guess maybe a name to the boot, and just decided to once again just go to show you that Kyle was once again just very fortunate that the people who were on the receiving end of his firearm really were just scummy human beings. And it's something else, and it really should be brought up by the defense, by the way. This guy tried to turn himself into the prosecution. So again, that's just another one of those things that really goes to show you how scummy the fucking state is in this case. And it's been almost unfathomable. And if there was any sort of faith or any sort of deference anybody who wants to put towards the state, the government, or anything like that, especially the courts going forward after this trial, I have some farmland in Florida Everglades to sell you. The Jump Kick Man, who was filmed during Kyle Rittenhouse filmed kicking Kyle Rittenhouse. He wasn't in Kyle Rittenhouse. That's Joseph Rosenbaum's specialty. In the head before the teen shot at him, is revealed as a career criminal with an open domestic violence charge for throwing his girlfriend to the ground and attacking her. So once again, just another upstanding individual. And you know what? Yeah, this guy right here, if you remember, if you've seen the videos, there's Maurice right there. Maurice Freeland, 39 years old, at least at the time. But he's a black man. I don't know why MSNBC, we'll get to them second, CNN, why they weren't running at this, or yeah, they aren't running with this story. Maybe it'll be on the nightly news. I don't really know, nor do I really care. But he was a black man. Kyle Rittenhouse shot at him. They've been running with the narrative that he's a white supremacist, so why isn't this guy's face out there? Oh, because maybe that would cast shade on the prosecution, and we know how closely the judge has been following the media, so perhaps that would kind of lead to maybe one of those motions for mistrial finally be answered, or for him to actually try to take a tough stand on one side of the fucking issue or the other. But let's get into the identity of Jump Kickman. A career criminal and convicted felon with an open domestic violence charge has claimed to be the unidentified male at whom Kyle Rittenhouse shot twice at close range but missed. Again, you're kind of leaving out the fact that he tried to cave in Kyle Rittenhouse's skull into the fucking ground for reasons. And why he wasn't found by the state this entire time is, I don't know. At one point, do you stop giving deference to an individual, a party, when they've only shown a consistent record of malice? When asked to ask these questions, I guess, Rittenhouse has been charged with first-degree recklessly endangering the safety of a man known in trial only as Jump Kick Man. Again, you have an affected party being charged with crimes against him, but you don't even have a name, you don't have a face. It's again just another one of these purely political charges, really. But yeah, known only as Jump Kick Man for the flying kick he took at the teenager's head as Kyle Rittenhouse was attacked minutes after he shot Joseph Rosenbaum dead. Defended himself against Joseph Rosenbaum's lunging attack and grabbing of his firearm. Now, Maurice Freeland, 39, has admitted that he was the one who kicked Rittenhouse in the head and narrowly avoided being shot as a result. Justifiably so. Because after he was on the ground, and as you can see, there's a lot of people there that are just trying to clear out from the situation, but Maurice took it upon himself to take a flying fucking stab at Kyle. This was after he would have had his head attempted to be caved in by Anthony Huber's skateboard, because as video shows, and Kyle attested to it, he was running towards the police, okay, and then he got cuffed in the back of the head by Huber's skateboard. He continued to run a little while, but then eventually he got too lightheaded and he fell to the ground. And then that's when the big man there, 39-year-old Maurice Freeland, decided he was going to take a fucking open shot and practice his Liu Kang flying dragon kick. Moments later, Huber swung at Rittenhouse with his skateboard for a second time. It's pretty interesting how they leave out the first attempt. Yeah, because I skipped over a paragraph, but it doesn't make any reference to it whatsoever. Yeah, it just said that Rittenhouse stumbled to the ground in his attempt to flee. Flee what exactly? Rittenhouse fired once, shooting Huber in the chest at point-blank range. Again, after Huber grabbed his gun and was trying to fucking decapitate him with his skateboard for a second time, which is something that can be done, by the way. Gage Grosskreutz was next, advancing on Rittenhouse with a Glock 27 in his hand. He was shot in his right biceps for his effort after he pointed the gun at Kyle. Again, all of these are perfect evidence of self-defense. It's very interesting why things are taking so long, but again, that's the second video of the day. I'm just waiting for any sort of developments here, just in case, so we don't have to run back that video. But this here is going to be evergreen information and something that has still yet to be brought up in court. The state has painted all these actors as heroes, attempting to take down an active shooter. Yeah, okay, as you can see, all of the people there. Clearly, if Kyle was an active shooter, wouldn't you think he had 30 rounds in his magazine and he was out there firing the big scary AR-15 rifle, which is not nearly as deadly as Gage Grosskreutz illegally carried, which is another difference between Grosskreutz and Rittenhouse. Rittenhouse was legally carrying his firearm. Grosskreutz, by the way, didn't have his concealed carry permit any longer valid, so another win for Kyle, I guess. But yeah, no, Gage Grosskreutz, a little tiny Glock 27, a firearm it pales in comparison to the big scary AR-15, because we all know Glock 27s have never killed anybody ever. DailyMail.com has already revealed that both Huber and Grosskreutz have lengthy and violent criminal histories, and Joseph Rosenbaum, but I guess they weren't the first outlet to put it, so that just kind of fucks up the phrasing in their sentence there. With the latter having a history of lying to police, and then also lying on the stand, and then getting caught in his lie, but then going on a media tour with just all too sympathetic mainstream sources giving him a platform to perjure himself on fucking national television. It's a little bit weird. Now it has emerged that the same is true of Jump Kickman, who was on bond that night for alleged assault of his girlfriend that included kicking her in the ribcage and having thrown her to the floor. Oh, okay, cool. Another upstanding citizen. And again, something that Freeland and Rosenbaum had in common. Restraining orders against their girlfriends. Freeland made out his claim of being the unidentified complainant in the second of the 5 counts in which the jury is currently deliberating. Why they're still deliberating on it? Well, we have a little bit more information on that, but that's, I guess, just a teaser for the next video. To the local news website, Wisconsin Right Now. Yes, WISN 1130 talk radio host Dan O'Donnell broke the story that prosecutors had identified the man Tuesday, but did not name him. That's why, yeah, I brought it up there. It's in the, what was that, first day of deliberation. That video there had the article, but they didn't really go into detail, and they didn't identify the man, because just like how the drone footage showed up at the prosecutor's office, unidentified person just showed up and airdropped, and then emails, and then handbrake. I don't know. We need not travel over that well-worn ground. Steal a phrase from Corey Sherifisi. Jesus Christ. Now DailyMail.com can reveal that the man he painted as a hero was out on bond, having been charged with battery, domestic abuse, criminal damage to property, domestic abuse, and disorderly conduct, domestic abuse, for an incident that took place on March 23rd, 2020. Court records obtained by Daily Mail detail the night in question, a night during which Freeland and his partner, Mona Lisa, I think we know what that stands for, McDuffie, had both been drinking. Cool, and he decided to throw hands? Police responded to the call about family trouble at approximately 12:19 a.m. McDuffie told officers that she had taken Freeland's car keys that evening, believing neither she nor he were in a state that was safe to drive in. Freeland became angry, and after a friend had driven them home, he became violent. According to the criminal complaint, Maurice began to yell and punch the drywall in multiple spots. How fucking cliche. The two began to tussle, and while this was occurring, Mona Lisa reported Maurice punched her 3 times in the chest, causing her pain. Yeah, I'd imagine so. Like, this dude doesn't look like a tiny individual, and we'll see if there's anything in here. Yeah, he's 6'1", 215. Yeah, I guess he's probably like the biggest guy who would have got shot at that night. But yeah, this is who the prosecution believes is a hero. They would have known all of this, by the way. McDuffie told police that Freeland threw her to the ground and kicked her in the lower right rib cage. Oh, not the first time he threw a kick was on August 25th. I guess he has plenty of practice. Did he get a running start at it, though? That's what we need to know. Then began punching the television. Okay, God, you got the fucking wall, you got your girlfriend, you got the TV. What the fuck was next? If the cops didn't show up, I guess the couch. She fled out the back door, dropping her phone as she ran. She told police that as she did so, Freeland yelled something to the effect of, "You better run, bitch, I'll kill you." Again, more things that Freeland has in common with Huber and Grosskreutz and Rosenbaum. Just willy-nilly use of death threats. Officers first found fist-sized holes in the drywall, blood on Freeland's knuckles, and dried blood around the collar of McDuffie's shirt, which appeared to be stretched out. No shit. But yeah, I just decided to pull up the article once again from WISN because instead of just alluding to the fact that the prosecutors knew it, we got it down in writing, so I might as well repeat for posterity's sake. Sources indicate that he contacted prosecutors and offered to testify, but in exchange requested immunity for the ongoing drunk driving and domestic abuse case in which he was charged in June, the one that we just went over. Prosecutors declined his offer and chose not to call him as a witness in the Rittenhouse case. So he was identified. He turned himself over to the prosecutor's office. He wanted immunity for other charges that was out there, and he would have been rather beneficial on the stand. They just decided, nah, you threw a kick that night. We think we have a pretty catchy hook to refer to you as, and we know that we're going to be falling into a bunch of other pit holes. So you just go ahead and you just stay on the side. And in fact, if we get a mistrial or something, we need to call you back up again. Yeah, we might be forced to, hey, make that deal that we didn't want to have to make because we wanted an easy prosecution, because that's basically what they're fucking going for. They're all reprehensible. All the lawyers in this case are fucking pathetic. Whether it be old fucking Fatlock or Fluffer Boy 2004. Stupid Mark Richards who doesn't like to object. Sheriff Feesy's probably the best of the bunch, but at the same time, he's been fairly lackadaisical when it comes to objections. But I'd imagine the stories that he's going to tell about dealing with Richards after this case is all said and done, and hopefully it gets wrapped up shortly. But you can definitely tell, and it's something I've been pointing out in the previous videos as well on the subject, that his body language and the things that he's been saying in court has really just gone to show that he has a general disgust for everybody, and it's something I can appreciate 100%. So there's Jump Kickman. Everybody knows who he is. Maurice Freeland. He should have been up on the stand. He should be charged with something, but of course he's not. And it's just another piece of evidence that the prosecution is corrupt as a motherfucker. If you didn't already know that from the drone footage from yesterday that was covered in extensive detail, which a lot of people got to see for whatever reason. YouTube decided to put that one in the algorithm, and it helped out a bunch. And I thank you all for taking a chance on a small channel. And with that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.